Today, class, we're going to be learning about the Constitution. But what is the Constitution? So, to answer, I want to see your guys' ideas. So go ahead and pull out a piece of paper, and I want you to write down all of your ideas about what you think the Constitution is. Who wrote it? What is it? What is contained in it? What are its goals? Anything you know about the Constitution, go ahead and write down. And when you're finished, I want you to go ahead, crumple up your piece of paper, and we're going to chuck it to the front of the classroom. Now, after you do that, I want you to get up, go ahead and grab a snowball, and read the ideas that someone else wrote. And are they similar to what you wrote? Are they different? Did you learn anything from their ideas? Do you think they're right? Do you think they're wrong? So go ahead and do that activity. So I would do this activity just to pre-assess what my students know about the Constitution already, and what misconceptions I can clear up about the Constitution, and what parts I'm really going to hit hard because they're having a hard time understanding. After they read the thoughts of someone else, I would then have a short discussion, allowing someone to share what someone else wrote and they think is really good or is correct, spot on. I'll have people read what other people wrote, or they can read what they wrote down, or share, since they won't have that paper, share what their thoughts were. So we would do that snowball activity to get them thinking about the Constitution, and for my students who have no idea, then they'll be introduced to the basics of the Constitution just by their peers. So now, students, I want to take you to where our Constitution was written. And it was written in 1787 in Independence Hall. So let's visit that now. Can anyone see what city Independence Hall is? I'll give you a hint. You can kind of see it over here. Yeah, Independence Hall is located in Philadelphia. And this is where our founding fathers wrote the Constitution. And this is a picture of inside Independence Hall, this building. And this is they set it up. Now it's a museum. People can come and see where the Constitution was written. And they set it up to look like how it would have looked like when our founding fathers wrote the Constitution. So you can see that there's feathers and ink. So this is what they had to use. They didn't have pens or pencils or a typewriter or a computer. They used ink and quill to write the Constitution. You can see the nice chandelier and the curtains, the tablecloth. So this is what it would have looked like. Now we have some ideas about what the Constitution is. And I want us now to watch this video that talks about the preamble, which is the very beginning of our Constitution, and it outlines the goals or the basics of the Constitution. So we're going to go ahead and watch it. So then I would have the students watch this short video. It's about 3 minutes long, about the preamble, the goals of the preamble, and it's after they watch it through once, then I will hand them a sheet of paper, just 4 or 5 fill in the blanks that they have to look through, and we would watch the video again. And this time they're searching for the answers and filling in the answers. I like this, being able to preview it twice, because it really helps my lower students being able to watch it once and get the gist of the video and just kind of enjoying it, and then the second time they can really listen critically and get the notes down that they need. After we have watched the video, then I would have the students discuss the partner and compare if they got the same answers. And so this worksheet would be about 5 questions, and what it is I'd have them write what is the preamble, just short, and then what were, in this video, there's 4 basic goals of the Constitution that are outlined in the preamble. And so I'd see if they were able to identify them. And then after their share and compare with the partner, then we would discuss them. And I would first ask, what was one goal that you saw in the preamble? And The first one is domestic tranquility. So these are really big words for 5th graders, so I would break them down and we would discuss. So domestic tranquility is peace within the country, and how are they going to create peace? They also talk about defense, which would be the military. I think the students might be able to connect that, so I'd see if they'd be able to do that. Liberty, which in the video, and what they meant by liberty is just being able to vote. And then justice, which is talking about our court system. So after we go ahead and review the video, talk about the goals of the preamble, then I would take them on the 360 tour of Independence Hall to give them a better idea of what it looked like and how it looks like now. So let me pull that up. Sorry, I had it already and then I lost it. This is not it. Okay, so here is the front view of Independence Hall, where our Constitution was written in 1787. So let's go around. This is the main hall here. And as you can see, it's just a typical city all around. Let's go back. Ooh, sorry, I'm not too good at this. Okay. No, wrong way. I think we can clearly see that I need to practice my 360 cities. But anyways, I would maybe have a student, call on a student to do the 360 for us, but just so that they can see right in front of us, here's Independence Hall, and have that view of what it's like. I think they would really enjoy that. So now that we have seen what Independence Hall looks like, and we've got an introduction to the Constitution, let's recall what were the goals in the preamble. So domestic tranquility, that is peace within the country. And how do you think we are going to establish peace within our country? What do we do now, today, that keeps peace? So I would ask these questions to get the students thinking, and this would kind of lead them, I think, to preview the judicial system and how we have courts and we have police officers that help us keep the peace. And this will pave the way for our next lesson, which is the 3 branches of government. So that will lead into that. We'll talk about liberty was a goal established in the preamble, and how liberty means voting. And we'll talk about who all can vote today. And then we'll talk about, well, back then only men could vote. Well, that's different. How did it change? Were changes made to the Constitution? So I'm going to foreshadow how the Constitution was ratified, and I'm going to foreshadow amendments, and that amendment for changes made to the Constitution. So now today, women and African Americans and all people that are citizens of the United States and 18 or older can vote. And then justice, which is our courts, and that leads into the 3 branches of government. And I would make sure that my students have the highlight of the lesson that the Constitution outlines how our government is to be established, how it's supposed to be run, and what their goals are, what their responsibilities are. And so that would be the first part of my lesson.